My heart goes out to those folks that have suffered loss as a result of Hurricane Sandy. We've handled thousands of these claims. And for those of you who wish to make an insurance claim, here's what you need to know. Number one, insurance companies work off of claim numbers. So when you call your insurance company, make sure you first obtain a claim number. It's critical. Thereafter, every communication that you have with the insurance company, you should name your insurance claim number. All email correspondence, all letter correspondence, any telephone communications, all should be referencing your insurance claim number. That's number one. Second thing is that you want to document any kind of property damage that you can see, that is apparent, whether it's broken windows, damaged furnishings, carpet, roof, whatever it is, any property, any damage to the flooring. You want to take many, many pictures and then have those pictures printed out and then have duplicates made. It's likely that the insurance companies are going to want copies of those pictures, and from time to time they've been known to lose some of those pictures, and so you're going to want to have extra copies. So don't delete those photos, and you're going to want to have those. The next thing you want to do is you're going to want to make an appointment for the insurance company to come out and physically inspect the damage, and you're going to want them to come out as soon as possible so they can try to adjust the claim. Finally, what you also must do under the policy is if there's any continuing damage that's occurring as a result of ongoing damage as a result of a leaky roof or an open window or an exposed door or a running refrigerator or whatever the case is that is causing additional damage, you can't just let it continue. You have the obligation as the owner of the insurance policy to prevent further damage. That being said, if you don't have the money to do the repairs, whatever you can do to slow down the damage and report that kind of damage, please do so. Hiring a contractor is an important consideration to begin the repair of any property loss. You want to make sure that the contractor is not a fly-by-night operation. Please check them out. Don't sign any contracts without knowing who you're dealing with. Please be very careful with that. There's a lot of times where folks get burned many times, first by the storm, then possibly by the insurance company, and then possibly by their own contractor. So be very, very careful. Also be careful about signing contracts with public adjusters. Many public adjusters are very good and very talented. However, in all situations, you want to make sure that you add a provision to the public adjuster contract that indicates that they're only entitled to monies as a direct result of their efforts. So in other words, if their services are terminated, you want to be very, very clear about what they are owed. That's another very important point. Finally, hopefully you're not going to need the services of a law firm because your insurance companies are going to pay you what you're owed, and they're going to pay you timely and fairly. But in the event that they do not, then it's a good idea to seek advice from a lawyer. Getting a second opinion is always a good idea. Most lawyers that do this type of work do not charge you for that service. Getting a second opinion is excellent in this scenario. And then seek a lawyer that has extensive experience in this area of law. You don't want a lawyer that just does bankruptcy or criminal. You want someone that specializes in this area and with specifically insurance claims, and if they have specialization in natural disaster, it's also very helpful. This is a question I get asked all the time. First, remember that an insurance policy is a contract. It's a contract between you and your insurance company, and contracts are different. They depend upon the insurance company, they depend upon the state in which it's written, they depend upon whether or not some cover just wind, some cover just flood, some property, and so the deductibles are different. It's really, in this situation, best to get the advice of a lawyer that specializes in this area of law. And don't just rely upon what the insurance company tells you the policy says, because they're tricky and they're written for and by tricky folks.